The other day, somebody in my Twitch chat suggested that I build a sort of tea party inspired restaurant, and I thought that was such a fun idea, so I want to try and do it today. I realized that it's kind of been a while since I built a fancy restaurant in this game. Mostly I build more like diners or cafes or kind of like more casual style places, but I want this one to be fancy. Like people wear their formal attire, it's got fancy food, it's probably very expensive. That's the vibe that I'm going for with this. And I want to do it on this lot in Brightchester because I feel like this is sort of the downtown vibe that I want. I did actually get a couple of reference photos. This one just because I liked the shape of the building. I kind of like how it's on a corner. And then this one I loved because I love all of the flowers they've got on the exterior. And I kind of like the two-toned color scheme. So I'm not going to build this exactly, but I hope it kind of helps you picture what we're trying to do. And I think I'm actually going to start by picking out the menu, which is kind of backwards for me, but I feel like it'll help give us some direction here. So we're going to edit a custom menu and then set everything up. I think they need to have sparkling water. I'm thinking probably a couple of nice coffees as well. And then a bunch of teas. Bee tea, builder's tea, calming chamomile, Earl Grey, hot, healthy green, probably hot cocoa and hot cocoa with marshmallows, lemon, honey, ginger detox tea, a mocha, pitch black, rainbow berry, unicorn, galaxy tea. Is that too much? Supports large and extra large curved walls. I feel like that probably is not supposed to be called that because that's the text on windows when they fit on curved walls. I feel like that's gotta be a glitch. Like that can't be right. Should we serve it though? Basically, I just wanted to have all of those things that were in mugs. That's what I was going for. What does that look like? Oh my God. Okay, maybe we should minimize the menu a little bit more. Hold on. I think that's too far. Okay, I want to have this matcha, but I don't like how it's in a different kind of cup. I know that's so ridiculous, but I like how these are all the same cup. Maybe I'll just have hot cocoa and not the hot cocoa with marshmallows. All right, I removed a couple. I think that's fine. I'm still keeping the large and extra large curved walls though. And then appetizers. Okay, I'm trying to think like afternoon tea, but also fancy, maybe like a brunch sort of thing. I like the idea of like banana bread, blueberry bagel, a croissant, maybe yogurt and like oatmeal could be good. Oh, sourdough bread, perfect. Meat and cheese platter, like a charcuterie sort of thing. I also could see various soups and salads, like a seafood chowder, a scone. Should we put more kinds of bagels? I don't know. I feel like if you let me run with it, I could add like 50 things to this menu, but I also think that it's best for it to be pared down a little. Caesar salad, yes. Oh, should it be like Caesar salad and clam chowder instead of seafood chowder? How many things is that? That's not too long of a menu. I might pick one more kind of salad. Oh, what about just cucumber slices? Oh, and like a fruit salad. I could see that. And then when you're in game, it's 2 exact rows because this won't be there, so it'll just fill 2 rows exactly. Okay. Main course. I think a roast makes sense. I also think a couple of sandwiches make sense for the tea thing. Cottage pie, British. I think a scrambled eggs and bacon kind of thing makes sense because it's a brunch spot. Oh, beef Wellington and faux meat Wellington. Pancakes. Maybe like a grilled chicken as well. Or should we do a roast chicken instead of a grilled chicken? I'm so indecisive. It's like a curse. I feel like a mushroom steak also makes sense for a place like this. Oh, French toast, salmon, quiche, shepherd's pie. Okay, I added a lot of things. I think I might need to pare this down a little. Well, this is exactly 3 rows. I added some pies. I've got like a fancy sandwich, bangers and mash. Maybe I should not have cottage pie and shepherd's pie. Should we pick one? Maybe I'll just have the shepherd's pie because it's more expensive. I think this works. Eggs Benedict, that makes sense for a fancy place, right? Okay, dessert. Okay, I want like pastries. Oh, banana split waffles. Berry macaroons, berry scones, chocolate scones, an eclair. Ooh, crumpets. Okay, we can do that too. I think that might be good. Here's what I picked. Oh no, I might have to get rid of one thing so it can be 2 rows exactly. Maybe I get rid of the eclair so then all the scones can be in a row. That's so ridiculous, but like maybe that's nice. I think this is good. Wait, there's another scone. Scone, plain scone. Huh. Why is there more than one? How about a profiterole? Okay. I think I'm gonna have that be the menu. I feel like you kind of get the vibes, right? Sorry, that took me a long time. I was being really indecisive. Something else that I have learned in my years of building in this game, especially building restaurants, is that they need to be small. Like if you make them too big, they just don't work, right? And I would really like for this restaurant to be functional. So I'm gonna do it on this 20 by 15 lot and then try and make it not have too many tables or anything. Oh my God, it's doing that thing with the outline breaking. I actually cannot handle this. If I switch it to a residential and then put it back to a restaurant, is that gonna get rid of all of my stuff? If I have to do the menu, okay, I was gonna say, if I have to do the menu again, I might have to stop recording this video because I don't think I can handle it. What do you think about that as the bottom layer? Especially if we had some nice trim or something. I mean, that's kind of like a similar vibe to the picture, but I don't know if it's in a good or a bad way. We want the upstairs to be brick, like actual brick. Or maybe like a mostly painted brick, but it has a little bit of texture. Now, do we want the bistro kit stuff or is that too far? It does have a nice blue. It's like kind of the wrong color blue though, which does bother me a little bit. Oh my God, some of these are like really scary. Possible alternative is businesses and hobbies. And I will say this businesses and hobbies stuff looks kind of good. Maybe that's more accurate to the inspo photo anyway. Okay. And then if we started getting some of these really beautiful flowers outside, I think that this could be really good. Is that even the same swatch? No, sorry. Did it wrong. Oh, this is a different kind of flower. Why they didn't make them the same color, I will never understand. Okay, I'm thinking on this side, we can make a little custom pergola because I think this could give us more opportunity to have some plants on the roof and like have that garden-y energy that we're hoping for. And then it also gives us some slightly covered seating, which I think this place needs. I have now decided that maybe I should have made it a little smaller. Like maybe we put it up to there so it doesn't clip with the front. Okay. I like the concept here. I'm not super thrilled about how the colors are different. I think that is bothering me a little bit. If I get rid of that and is that really the lightest color? It is. Yeah, like I don't like that, but I like those columns. University has this column, which also does not match. And this one, which seems like it doesn't match. Why? Why not? I mean, maybe if there's enough flowers everywhere, it won't be that noticeable. Okay, this front thing. What is best? I think that looks okay. Okay, I'm putting a little bit of grass in so I can do some landscaping in those little parts. And I think now I'm gonna try and figure out the roof. I feel like maybe it's best to do this with some platforms. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 high. Let me just delete the walls because I don't really want it to be a full height room up here. I think 4 is definitely not high enough, but maybe if it was like mostly a full height room, but not quite, that might be better. And then essentially I deleted walls here. How did I do that? This is sort of what I was thinking. It's gonna be kind of annoying to figure out the corner bit, but we will survive. That's not good. Okay, hold on. I think we need to get these corners around kind of like that. And then I need to do one of these half gabled roofs. Raise that up because I think this should fit nicely in those in-between spaces. And then I am really hoping that if I put this corner thing here, we can just raise it up enough to line up and then everything will be fine. Okay, so something I did not realize is that it can just be a rectangle. This whole time I was thinking I had to make it like really fancy, but apparently that's not true. What the heck? What is happening here? Remove the ceiling and then raise up. Okay, I think it could work. It's a really strange shape. I was looking at it from like front on and it looks so weird and like lopsided. I don't know, you look at it from over here. Okay, I put a second floor. I think that makes a big difference with the lopsidedness of it all. Do you think if I put these things and I make them really tiny, it would be okay? I'm just thinking, this kind of reminds me of like Disney World. They have like the forced perspective to make the buildings look taller than they are by making the upstairs bits really small like this. Maybe I could have that one be big, just for fun. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of cool. Gonna need to put this a bit lower, I guess. Well, and also just generally, we're gonna need to add a lot more like stuff out here. I think I want the door to the outside. Oh, is there even gonna be a staircase? I think there should be. Let's make a very little lofted upstairs. I think like that. And we can have a staircase there. Maybe it can be like 2 tiles wide. Okay, I think that means that I'll make this the bathroom. It's kind of annoying that it's upstairs, but I think it's for the best. And then maybe this little tiny bit can be the kitchen. Let's make a fancy curved staircase. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I think that should be a very light colored wood and like something really fancy like this, you know? I want it to look really hip. I'm going for like old tea room kind of restaurant, but like maybe they've renovated it recently, so it's really, really nice inside and like modern and new, but made to look old. Okay, I put some additional columns in here because I think that could be really pretty. And I may try to extend the kitchen ever so slightly because it's a little bit on the small side right now, and that sort of scares me. Oh, but that can't be the kitchen because I just said that I need to have the door to the outside from there. Well, maybe they just have to go out the front door if they want to sit outside. They don't need to have another door. Why do they feel entitled to a second door? I don't know, it's all kind of scaring me. I think I'm gonna try and work on the exterior some more before I bother with trying to furnish it, which is possibly a real backwards plan, but that is where my priorities lie right now. I want to work on the exterior. We definitely need some big trees, but I have one in mind. It's from the Get Together Debug. Oh, that's not actually as big as I thought it was. I feel like you can't size that up, can you? Oh, that's way too much. But you see, I really like the white flowers. Do you think it needs to be taller, or is that okay? I think it's probably okay. We can maybe have some taller trees on the side or something. Not that one. That's a bit too tall. Oh, how about those? I think that could be kind of cute because there's not any windows on that wall. So maybe that helps to break it up a little bit more. If these are larger, is that like too large? I actually don't really think so. And we'll have flowers underneath them. And imagine we'll have like lots of greenery on the walls too. So this part won't look so plain. Vampires. Honestly, that's not too bad. I wasn't picturing myself using vampires flooring, but maybe that's the best option. I think I'm gonna use the vampires flooring. It begins. I'm putting some of these plants here. I think I'll probably get this one and maybe I'll like raise up a little bit more of it. Oh, is that too much? It is a lot. No, it's gonna be okay. I like it. I feel like it might be too much. I don't know. Do you think it would be really ridiculous if I put some fencing along the outside edge? Maybe I can make this bit a little bit smaller too, because then it can be closer. I'm just thinking if I had some fencing along the outside edge, I might like it better because then it's not just up against the grass. That's always bothered me about this lot because I feel like I can't do what I really want with it because there's just like grass everywhere. I like how this part's all full, but I want to have this whole place look like it's a patio and it looks a bit weird. And we don't need to put it in the front. You know, like it's just down the sides and in the back that's really a problem to me. This also matches and fits a lot better than I thought it would, so I'm feeling pretty pleasantly surprised about that. Just scoot this back a little more. Okay, well there, that's the sides fixed. Before I fix this flooring, I want to just do a little bit more of the plants because I'm worried about getting out of this section of debug and then it being annoying to get back in. So let me just add some more greenery on the sides. I think possibly I would have been better off if I had used maybe like some more of the stuff from cottage living instead of only the eco lifestyle ones. And maybe having 3 different types will be, oh God, that looks bad. I was gonna say, maybe having 3 different types will be good because then it'll make all the different ones like blend together a bit nicer. I don't like that one. I feel like I am now asking myself this age-old question, like how much is too much? At what point have I gone too far? Maybe these little balcony things could be a fun touch. They have plain white flowers, at least in the front, so it kind of like covers the bar and then it looks like there's some different kinds of windows and some more dimension. We could have also just done like, I don't know, a regular trellis. Possibly. What the heck? Am I the one who messed this up? What is going on here? Was it always like that? No, surely it was fine before. Maybe when I moved a wall or something, it got messed up. Okay, I'm putting some more of these get together flowers in the sides, which I think help. And I might try and get a few more of these like larger vines, perhaps. Okay, I tried to put them around some places, but not all places. Oh my gosh, this bunny is pouring tea. That's perfect. That's like exactly correct for this. So I'll put that outside. I know I want to get some tables with umbrellas. Oh, I don't really know if I like that. Well, maybe the gray is kind of cute. Okay, maybe I can use that. I think I'll still have some tables like this. And then we have the same table just without the umbrella. So I think I'll probably try and get a couple of those. I like that because I feel like I can have some ones with less chairs. Hopefully that's like a little bit better suited for everyone's parties. How does that look from afar? Okay, let's get a couple more outdoor tables. I feel like Brightchester kind of rains a lot, so hopefully we don't regret doing it like this. But I'll have some inside as well. I really like the outdoor tables. I think they're so beautiful. I'm putting another tree. I'll also put this trash can in the back corner so it's out of the way. And I love these little tiny menus from Dine Out. So I'm gonna put these on the tables, just on the ones that don't have the umbrella, of course. Okay, I've put some little white flowers out front, also in like some pots. I think I'll put a little welcome mat out front. And then lastly, I need to get some kind of sign or like a decal, because I want to use this sign, but we have to put something on it so it's not plain. I feel like this one comes with a teacup swatch, right? Oh, I think that could be perfect. Okay, I really, really like the outside. I think lastly, I just want to get a few more bits of plants and things in these planter boxes, and then we can start furnishing. I was kind of imagining there being like some little wildflower type of things in there, kind of like this. So it's not too much, but there's flowers around. In this part, I don't know. I think this part needs something a bit more solid. Maybe even just like that. That's pretty. Okay, I think that's done from the outside. Let's start furnishing. Okay. Number one, we need to get some really nice wallpaper. I'm thinking the whole place should be very white. I kind of had these visions of like plain white paneling everywhere, because I think that looks good on both floors of the building, and it also looks really fancy. That is from the Modern Luxe kit. Am I gonna put curtains? I feel like I should put curtains. I also think that they can stay white, but I think that also helps it look really, really fancy and expensive. Is that the, oh, I think I put it to the wrong color of gold. Yeah, okay, sorry. Sometimes when it's clipping, it's like kind of hard to tell if you have the right swatch or not. Curtains in general can be kind of hard because the lighting always looks a bit strange on them. Let's do some really lovely sconces. That one's too low. You know what? I need to bring a sim here. My venue's still incomplete. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just put down some of the necessities, like sink, toilet, chef station, waiter station, host station. Okay, I want to bring a sim here so I can change the lighting color. I hate how those sconces are so yellow and the ceiling lights are like bright white. I want them to match. I made this sim as our test sim anyway, so I did actually spend time in CAS making someone. I just didn't bring her here yet. I did that before I started doing the build. Ew, cloudy, go away. Set color and intensity all lights, make them that color so they match a bit better. Okay, well now it's gonna be very busy here. So that's unfortunate. Doors. Okay, I kind of want to have, I was almost thinking like a medium height door into the kitchen, but I don't think I should end up actually doing that. We just need a fancy door. Maybe like this one, and we can have the same one into the bathroom. I feel like maybe I should put toilet stalls. Oh, such a weird shape, this bathroom. I just cover up the window. So you can't tell that I had one before. I know that's kind of weird, but I do think that having actual toilet stalls could be really nice for this, because that way we can fit 2 bathrooms in like a relatively strange, let's come back to that later. Let me do the kitchen. I think I'm gonna use this tile with the little blue accents. I think that's probably not the most accurate thing ever for a commercial kitchen, but I think it looks pretty, so I'm gonna use it anyway. Do you think it's worth it to have 2 chef stations? I don't really like how it's jutting out like this a little bit, but I think having more chef stations makes this place more functional. Like it'll be easier for the Sims to manage, and hopefully if you come here you'll get your food quicker. Okay, I did put a fridge, I have a sink, we have the 2 chef stations, I put some shelves in here. I think that the tile should be different on the walls. I think it should be all tile on the walls so that it's more easily washed. Oh, I wonder if we could make our own custom checkerboard. Ooh, if we did a custom checkerboard pattern, you know, I do think that's really beautiful. It's bright and airy, and it also looks easier to like mop. You know, there's less grout in there. I'm not sure if that's the reality of it, but that's how it feels to me in my head right now. We can definitely use a trash can in here. I think maybe some aprons could be good. From Get to Work, we have the hand washing stuff and also some paper towels, and those are nice. This thing, fire extinguisher, definitely useful. Let's put one of those in here. Exit sign above the door, perfect. I'm not putting one of those in the main area. I probably should, but I'm not. Ooh, what do you think about having this fancy sign above the little archway when you come in? That feels pretty modern and like neat. Here's something about fire safety, which they probably could also benefit from. And maybe this plaque says, wash your hands or else. I'm putting some various kinds of teas up on the shelf. The other side I put peppers. I don't really know how much use for the peppers they'll have, but maybe they've got them in some of their sandwiches or something. And then we can hopefully get these in a couple different colors. I really have a hard time doing these kind of commercial kitchens in The Sims, because I'm like so torn between the realism and the cuteness, and like I go back and forth so much. Well, maybe instead of marble, maybe they just have like a polished concrete kind of situation in here. Maybe that's more realistic. Okay, I am gonna put this adorable little thing right here. Colors, not my favorite, but at least the waiters will have access to it. Unless, should I put that? Maybe I should have put that inside of the kitchen. But then it's like right in the way, isn't it? Okay, fine. Corner is better. We'll put a nice plant next to it to try and cover it up. I didn't do curtains on these windows yet because they're closer together and it was bothering me, but maybe it's still worth it to have them. Incredible booth seating. It has that like light blue color to it as well. Do these come in light blue? Oh my gosh. It looks like a princess is, oh my gosh, this place looks like it's fit for a princess or something. Do you see what I mean by that? I don't know if I can explain it, but okay. So there's a handful of tables inside, not too many. Perhaps they can sit here if they're waiting for a table. They can wait right there with the couch. I might try and scoot it a bit more into the wall. I think that looks a bit nicer. Here is a lovely little plant right next to it. Outside, I put menus. I'm thinking about either doing candles or a little flower on the tables inside. Oh, what about that? I never used that giant tree. I kind of like it. Well, I know that Dine Out has this little flower. That's kind of pretty in pink. And then the other option is maybe like this flower set from Cottage Living. I do kind of like how that one's a little bit darker and bigger, but maybe the smaller set of flowers is the right call for in here. Yeah, I think that looks nicer. Okay, you know what? I might get one of these waiter stations and put it outside. I'm just thinking that could be really helpful for the staff. They can get to it over here as well. I still have a few more things that I want to do downstairs, but I thought I would come up here and put a couple of the curtains and also a larger table because I like the idea of this space being for a larger group. So maybe if you have like 6 people, they can come and sit up here and they would all fit and it would be fine. I got a nice fancy chandelier above it. Doesn't really feel like a really great idea to try and come to this place with 8 Sims, but if you wanted to, there is technically a space that you could come and do it. Maybe, should I make it just for 6 and then if you need 8, you could put more chairs because then you can walk around it a bit better. In my actual gameplay, I pretty much only use the restaurants for dates. You know, in my actual gameplay, I pretty much only use the restaurants for dates. And then like sometimes I might do like a little group outing. Maybe there's 3 or 4 people. It's very rare that I would do more than that. I kind of want to put this cabinet thing in the corner instead of this, but I know you need to have this. You don't really need a fridge. That's not technically necessary. Neither is the sink. So maybe I could just put it inside and not have a fridge. And then I have more space and like everything will match out here. Okay, I put some pretty lights above those tables. I kind of want to get a larger chandelier up here in this area. I was also kind of thinking like maybe a little ottoman and then perhaps this same ridiculous plant. I never get to use this thing, so I'm kind of excited about finding a space for it. That looks pretty neat. It's pretty fancy. Okay, chandelier. I'm thinking businesses and hobbies, and we put it kind of above the front door, but maybe a little bit further up, like over there. I think that makes sense. I put this little plant on a pedestal there, and then I think on this wall, I want to get some artwork. This one is like so unbelievably beautiful to me. I think we could try that, and maybe I could put the sconces above it. It does make this part kind of blank, but I guess we could always put a couple more windows. Maybe that fills in the wall a bit more nicely. I think that's so pretty. I love the big picture. We do have to change the light color again. Should it all be a warmer white? Maybe that's better. It's like a bit cozier. And then we need to get the host stand. I think I'll just use the plain white one. And I'm picturing I might just put it right here. So you walk up, you can check in, you'll get seated, and then you go from there. Let's put some terrain paint outside. And then I think we might be done. This has been a lot of fun for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video so far because I've really enjoyed playing around with the restaurant and decorating it like this. I think restaurants are one of my most favorite things to build in this game. It's a shame that they can be kind of like frustrating to play with because they can be a little bit glitchy at times, and I don't know, it's like it takes so long to eat out, but they are so fun to build. Making a menu is like my favorite thing to do. Okay, I'm gonna call it Honeydew Afternoon Tea. It's really kind of like a brunch vibe, but I think afternoon tea sounds better. Okay, I'm gonna put it up for you in case you want to download it. And I think on that note, I'll probably wrap this video up right here. Before I go, I just wanted to mention really quickly that starting in like a week is my big annual fundraiser for St. Jude. It's coming up really fast. Every year I spend the entire month of May fundraising for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So on May 1st, it'll be the first day of the fundraiser. I got a lot of really exciting stuff planned this year. So if you want to follow me on Twitch right now, then you'll get notified when I go live. I have that link down below for you, but I'm gonna be live every single day in May, oftentimes more than once a day in May. So I would love for you to drop by some of those streams, but I will stop plugging things now and I will see you all tomorrow, okay? Bye everybody. You know, I've never really been a big restaurant person. I don't love going out to eat that much, but I would love to visit a place like this. It's so pretty. I just think it'd be so nice to sit in there, you know?